Prince Daeron Targaryen, for those of you who don't know, was the third and youngest son of King Viserys I Targaryen, and his second wife, Queen Alicent Hightower, the younger brother to King Aegon II. As the Dance of the Dragons began, young Daeron was still at Oldtown, squiring for Lord Hightower, and ultimately accompanied Lord Hightower's army as it marched to war, and the Battle of the Honeywine, where Lord Hightower faced certain defeat, if not for Daeron arriving on his dragon, Tessarion, the Blue Queen, with wings of dark cobalt, and flames of dazzling blue. For his heroics, the young prince was named the Daring, knighted by Lord Hightower himself, using the Valyrian steel of his house, Vigilance. But Prince Daeron was a humble lad, raised in the Reach on knightly virtue, away from the court and politics of King's Landing. He was the most popular of his brothers, courteous and clever, generous, kind, a knight through and through. Riding off to war on the majestic wings of the Blue Queen, Prince Daeron would bring justice to the realm, avenge the deaths of his brothers, and right the wrongs that Rhaenyra Targaryen had brought upon them all in her hubris. Daeron Targaryen is the prince that was promised, the king that Westeros needs, and he was going to prove it with fire and blood.
This war is far from over.
So, Prince Daeron marches with his Hightower allies, and those allies of the Reach that side with them, the Oakhearts, Rowans, Fossaways, the Peaks, but chiefly the Hightowers of Oldtown. They march towards King's Landing, and the only thing that stands between them and victory is dealing with the two betrayers, Hugo Hammer and Ulf the White, whose dragons are far better than ours, and will probably prove troublesome. Sarion and I dive lower the battle, raging above us. Above the now smoking field, I see Adam astride Seasmoke, roaring loudly as they charge directly towards us. Kick to my heels. Yes, okay. All-out attack, sacrificing defense or offense. Get in there, Tessarion. Use your speed. Barreling towards him, letting out a roar that turned to the hiss of fire, the air smell of scorching scales before we met with a crunch. Chaotic roars, strakes of talon, and I even scored a hit with my own weapon. Seasmoke drove suddenly, and in an instant I knew I was going for just an underbelly. Anticipating the strike, I pull her up. Iron lightly wounded. Barrel forward to Sarion, letting out a roar. Chaotic strikes. Wounded. Yeah, Seasmoke and Master Abbott are bleeding noticeably. Barreled forward, letting out a roar that turned into a hiss of fire. Doing badly. Steaming blood. Bleeding noticeably. There we go, boys. The plan worked. Adam never saw it coming. One strike and Tessarion are now looking vulnerable. Seasmoke goes in for the kill. The neck. Sarion has whipped around Seasmoke's shoulder and around his neck towards an exposed rider. Sarion's great maw opens up over Adam, devouring him. The dragon should be easy now. Yep. Suck it, bitch. There you go. Seasmoke's dealt with. Which is the least of our concerns. But at least Seasmoke is dealt with. Probably fight Hugo, I guess. But that's gonna be it. That's gonna be a hell of a fight. Yep. Here we go. This could be really, 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 really terrible. Yeah, Vermithor is a lot more impressive than Tessarion. Vermithor is yeah. There's a big difference. A big difference. Tessarion's fast, but Vermithor is all muscle, all strength. That I have no choice. He must be defeated. You can do this. You can do this, Daeron. He can't do this. Yeah, it's suicide. Oh, shit. John the Bald just got wrecked. No dragonflight? Question mark? Why no dragonflight? I want to actually fight Vermithor. It's probably going to be an impossible thing to do, but I will make it happen. There he is. Time to die. Let's take them. Fleas? He ran? Okay. Okay, he ran. That's interesting. I want to point out, it's really cool that Daeron's personal sigil is actually on the banner of his armies. Like, so's them. Cool. Yeah, Hugo was definitely not captured in that. He just ran away for some reason. So we're going to chase him down. If he runs away again, I'm going to say that he just ran off to Westeros for some fucking strange reason. Lick his wounds and return later on to claim the Iron Throne is a weird thing that could do. He's trying to run away again. Yeah. He's trying to run away again, dude. I am burning the forces of King Hugo to ashes as the Battle of Steeldale rages below. When I see a cloud move unnaturally, that's a dragon, yes. On looking closer, I can see Vermithor making full speed away from me. King Hugo must be on them, but the coward can clearly decided not to fight Tessarion and I. Alright, well, this probably decides whether or not Daeron's going to get killed. is whether or not he actually manages to chase down Vermithor, or if Hugo just decides, screw this, I'm gonna go to Essos, build myself an army and come back later or something. That's the only reason I can think that he'd possibly run away from me, is he's realized I've burnt all of his armies, all of his support is dead, and he knows that nobody following Daeron is ever gonna fucking follow him, so he just buggers off to Essos and builds an army. That's the only logical thing that I can think of. He's not getting away. Nope, he flies too fast. He manages to out-pursuit me. Jesus. Yeah, he managed to outrun me. I can't make this crap up, apparently. Hugo just doesn't want to fight Daeron. And I haven't seen Ulf White anywhere in this entire time, by the way. He's not even taken to the field. Silverwing is just chilling. He's basically betrayed Hugo, as far as I can tell. He's just not helping him. Can't escape me a third time, Hugo. It's not gonna happen, buddy. He's trying to run again, dude. He's trying to run again. He does not want to fight. He absolutely just doesn't want to fight. He's not getting away. Hey, I caught him this time. Dive below my strike, forcing the dancers afoot. They were fast, too fast. The air smelled of scorched tails before they met with a crunch, chaotic roars. We then follow a lunging bite that very nearly catches their wings. Seeing the ferocity, King Hugo fell back, a clear sign of weakness. Wait. What? It worked! Tessarion, you beauty! Sense of defeat, Tessarion drew straight into Vermithor. Though Vermithor tries to evade and raises wings in defense, each is torn through by our teeth and claws. This happened, and then my brain just short-circuited for a split second, like, wait, what? I thought I was dead. I thought I was dead. Vermithor roars in anguish as a wing is ripped off, but Tessarion doesn't let go, continuing to rip and tear. With a whip of the neck, she gets a ferocious bite on Vermithor's neck, and after a final cry from the creature, she rips its head straight off. Rip, tear, devour. I expected to die. Honestly, I expected it to die. I mean, he ran like 3 times, and then we managed to catch him on the 3rd, and then we just obliterate him, although I think Tessarion got wounded. You're only lightly wounded. Damn, she's a badass. This dragon kicks ass, dude. I am so proud of her. Vermithor was like twice its size. Okay, well, so much for Hugo Hammer going to Westeros and fucking up. We now have Silverwing to deal with, but yeah, I'm happy about that. My brain literally short-circuited for a second, and I was like, wait, what? We're alive? Oh, we're alive, okay. Damn, okay, that happened. That is the thing that doesn't happen. Yeah, lag. Next on the agenda is hunting down Ulf White and dealing with him. What army is he actually part of? Oh, he's part of the small shitty one over here, okay. It was a distraction, boys. He tried to distract me with a bigger army, and then fucked off. God damn it, he's smart, boys. He's a slippery one, this bastard. Not slippery enough, though. Actually, no, he is slippery enough. He ran back to his territory before he could get involved. Now, Ulf is, Ulf White is not the fighter that Hugo Hammer was. Ulf is a drunkard and a bit of a cowardly man. Although towards the end he declared that he was going to make himself king very briefly, and then got poisoned by some wine. But obviously that hasn't happened in this instance. I don't know why Ulf just isn't fighting me. I guess he just chose not to fight. In which case, I guess we could give him some leniency. I think seeing Daeron's dragon rip Vermithor's head off and destroy it completely is probably going to put the fear of the gods in the man. So I'm going to say Ulf the White bends the knee to Daeron and begs his forgiveness. For now, at least, he'll bend the knee and he'll put his dragon to Daeron's cause, and then wrap that war up. And afterwards, Daeron will move on to the capital of King's Landing to reclaim it for his brother, for his family. He assumes his brother's dead at this point, and Aegon will be soon. With Prince Daeron's victory over Vermithor and the 2 betrayers, Ulf the White is subdued and agrees to do whatever the hell Daeron says, or else. And the Reach puts its full support behind the prince, as he marches on the capital to free it from the grasp of the Truefyres. If you don't know who Trystane Truefyre is, he is basically, I think he claimed to be the son of Aegon? One of the bastard sons of Aegon, perhaps? Or the sons of somebody. The family tree is pretty big. Either way, he claims to be the descendant of a Targaryen. And once Rhaenyra ran to Dragonstone to be eaten by Sunfire, Trystane popped up alongside Gaiman Palehair and some other people, and there were 3 kings in King's Landing, all claiming the very loose claim to the Iron Throne. But Trystane sat the Iron Throne for a short time. until forces returned and kicked him out. So in this timeline, it will be Daeron to arrive at King's Landing and get the boy to bend the knee. What'll be interesting is what Daeron actually does with Truefyre. I might let Trystane live, assuming he doesn't die in the battle or anything. We're gonna find out. He might die in the battle. Nope, he's alive, he's fine. I will lay siege to the Red Keep, though. I won't use the dragon to destroy it, but still, we'll lay siege to the Red Keep. Unknown to Daeron, of course, his brother is still alive over on Dragonstone. There's a lot of rumors going around about him being dead, but in fact, he's just extremely wounded and will probably die within the year. No. Okay. Truefyre's run away. Interestingly enough. Not my words. No, yeah, okay. He ran away. I guess he saw the dragons coming and then ran for it. Alright. Screw it. Truefyre is going to escape to live another day, and he's going to go across into Essos and live out his life. Maybe becoming a threat later on, potentially. We'll have the Truefyre Rebellion, just you wait. Okay. It occurs to me, ladies and gentlemen, that, Stokeworth actually rose in rebellion and joined Truefyre. So I've stripped them of their titles and have given Ulf White Stokeworth instead. I'd rather give him this to keep him close where I can keep an eye on him than leave him in the Reach. Instead, I have given Brittabridge to my uncle, Gawain Hightower. So that's gone to them. I returned the Reach to the Tyrells. Ulf gets control of Stokeworth, and the only thing that remains to be done is for Daeron to try to arrest the Sea Snake. Is what we're going to try to do now, basically. I guess he's bent the knee, right? And Daeron is compassionate, so right now he's... Yeah, I think maybe we can reach a compromise, to be fair. Daeron needs a queen. His current heir is Rhaenyra Targaryen, because he has officially disinherited young Aegon, his nephew, and also young Viserys, his nephew. Because Rhaenyra's sons will never sit the Iron Throne. Which basically just leaves Baelor Targaryen, honestly. Who's pretty much perfect. I mean, it's Daemon's bloodline, but it's from his Valyrian wife. Kind of probably makes Driftmark a little bit happier, because it is Corlys's granddaughter, his eldest granddaughter. So yeah, this will make the Valyrians happy, or at least make them shut up and back the hell off, because they don't have dragons anymore, so they better watch themselves. This marriage will bring the Valyrians back into the fold, and hopefully keep the Sea Snake off of our back. Daeron's not a tyrant. He's not going to go around killing everybody that pisses him off. For those wondering what happened to King Aegon after his, wounds and everything, he just died. In canon, he ruled for about a year or two before he died in canon because of his wounds. So yeah, Aegon dies of his wounds, / one of Daeron's supporters accidentally pushes him down the stairs. It is what it is. Either way, Aegon ends up dead, the same way he does in canon. Did the Lannisters join? The Lannisters did join, right? A Lannister might actually get a Targaryen bride for their loyalty. For now, though, he's not going to marry off anyone, just in case, for some reason, Baelor doesn't pop out some kids. But Baelor definitely struck me as the best option. Rhaenyra's sons, however, Aegon and Viserys, will be probably sent to the Night's Watch when they're old enough, or maesters, or whatever most suits them, but they will not be allowed to continue spreading the line, so to speak. Daeron and Baelor actually fall in love, apparently. Just politics about nothing prepared me at the moment I finally see her. No point ever seeing such beauty. Then she smiles at me, and I know everything will be alright. Okay, so Baelor and Daeron actually get along. Go figure. Their families don't like each other, but we've got a Romeo and Juliet kind of situation. I do. There you go. Daeron marries his wife, whose pants are glitching through her dress. Don't worry, we'll get those off soon. Hey, Baelor gets along with us. Okay. Baelor is actually now my friend, as well as my soulmate. Things are really looking up for Daeron. He's even befriending the Septums. Oh shit, what the hell? Gawain! Gawain, why were you anywhere near the Cannibal? Where the fuck is the Cannibal? He's wandering in the Reach, just causing havoc. The Cannibal has left the Dragonstone. He's now just fucking incinerating everybody that moves. Yeah, Daeron's going to run around the place, intervening in the vassal wars and trying to regain public trust by flying around onto Sauron and burning anybody that dares to fuck with the king's peace. I just knighted Dalton Greyjoy as well. That's a thing that has happened. Hey, my wife, she hatched a dragon and called it Moondancer, which she already had a Moondancer. Visenya hatched a dragon which came out purple, despite the fact that I gave her a blood red egg. I don't know why it's doing this. But, yeah, welcome to the correct size for Harrenhal's walls. They're supposed to be the size of mountains. So, yeah. This is the correct size of Harrenhal. This is what Harrenhal should look like, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing wrong here. This isn't a bug. Go fuck yourselves. But we're ignoring that for now. This is Daeron's big thing, is he's, like, you know, gluing the realm back together. The dance cost House Targaryen a hell of a lot. This is Daeron's attempt to earn back some good faith by helping out his vassals. Stormlords need my help. I will go south and help Baratheon. Especially since Boris actually joined us in the war, we'll definitely help Baratheon. Holy shit, it cost me a fat... No, okay, I guess we're not going to tough. I hate that. I really fucking hate... One of the main big things I really don't like about Crusader Kings 3 is the fact that it costs me 1,000 gold to move my armies across that. Like, just give me my fucking goddamn control over ships back like Crusader Kings do. Alright, it occurs to me, we haven't done a coronation for Daeron, so yeah, we'll do that, and then I'm gonna do a grand tour around the realm, basically, to solidify our rule. Because Daeron is stressed the f out, just keeping everybody happy. I don't need more stress, Tessara. The goddamn dragon's gonna be killing me. What's that? First flames. Ah, the purple dragon. Kinda looks cool, actually. I gotta come up with new names for it. Let the father bear witness. I gain loads of legitimacy, actually. Nice. Plus general opinion, I'd lose uncrowned ruler. Okay, cool. Before men and gods, I proclaim Daeron of the House Targaryen, king of the Andals and the Baron, the first man, lord of the Seven Kingdoms, and protector of the realm. Long may he reign. Long may he reign. Let the father bear witness. We have another daughter! Holy sh... you do not stop with the daughters, it just never ends. We have a Visenya, Elena, Rhaenys, Daenerys? Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's how you spell Daenerys. Screw you. Daenerys can have... Daenerys can have the rainbow egg. Yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna make demands. Daeron's not gonna make demands. He's just gonna show up. I think showing up at your doorstep on the back of a fucking giant blue dragon is... It's message enough. I don't need to say anything. I just need to show up and like, hey, I've come to say hi. I have a son! Finally! Do we name him Aegon? It's also like a middle finger to the Rhaenyra supporters. Look, Aegon's gonna be on the throne, fuck you. So yeah, we'll name him Aegon. Alright, Ulf. Holy shit, Ulf, you've put on some weight, my dude. And your children look nothing like Valyrian riders anymore. They all look like Stokesworths. Ulf has just become a fat drunk. I don't think his children have much of a chance in hell of actually like becoming dragon lords or anything. He'll be the last and only dragon lord in the White family, pretty much. Is fine by me. Hey, my son has hatched a dragon, which is like black and purple. That is really fucking cool, actually. It's kind of spindly though. Another son. We'll name him Aemond. Yeah, we'll just name him Aemon. It's kind of a nod to Aemond, but also I think Daeron and Aemond probably didn't get along too well. They kind of did, but Aemond considered Daeron to be too young to be of any significance, so they just kind of, yeah. We'll name it Aemon. Pale hair is a dude. He was a baby. One of the three kings. One of Lannister's bastards? To a Targaryen bastard? Yeah, that works. Meanwhile, my nephew, Aegon, agrees to go to the... Well, I mean, agrees, air quotes. He totally agreed of his own free will to go to the Maesters at the Citadel and swear off any of his claims and titles. We are ensuring that Rhaenyra's children will never, ever get on the Iron Throne. All of them are dead. Well, I mean, Viserys is ironically guarding the king, which Rhaenyra would hate. Aegon is now a Maester. Hey, speaking of Visenya, she takes flight on her dragon. Onyxia. I've named all the dragons, by the way. It's purple, so I named it Onyxia. So, we have my eldest daughter's dragon, which is Onyxia, the purple one. We have my second daughter's dragon, which is Silvara, because of the actually really cool silver-white wings. Then we have my daughter Daenerys, who has the dragon Nessarion. My eldest son, Aegon, who needs a haircut. His dragon, who is black and purple and named Abyssian, the Black Worm. My son Aemon has the dragon Neltharion. My son Aerys has the dragon Rhaenyra. Rhaenyra is Tessarion's kid as well. Same with Nessarion, which is why their names all sound kind of the same. My youngest daughter has the dragon Brightfire, which is the black and the white. And my wife is currently riding the dragon Brightwing, which is Silverwing's kid. And Silverwing is locked up in the dragon pit. It's no longer controlled by House White. My Kingsguard's looking pretty fucking cool, to be honest. My second cousin once removed, Sir Sarmian Baratheon, has been named to the Kingsguard. Sir Kristen Cole just died of old age at 65. And not the outsider, maybe the Baratheon? I don't know if we really want to name Viserys, my cousin, as the Lord Commander. I think honoring the Baratheons, considering the Baratheons are our supporters, I think we name the Baratheon guy to be Lord Commander. He is also a better fighter than Viserys. So, yeah, Baratheon gets to be Lord Commander. Me, ladies. Fucking lag. Jesus Christ, the lag. Oh, the lag. Oh, God. Oh, God. It's gonna crash. Ah! Jesus. It's bad. It's very, very bad. Alright, anyway. We're just helping the Baratheons again. Hey, Cregan's come all the way south to pay homage to me. Thank you, Stark. Arkwing? It's pink, darling. It's pink. It's ugly, but it's titanic. Holy Darkwing is massive. We gotta rename that dragon. The Stepstones of Truefyre! What? How? Wait a minute. Stop. Too much pop-ups. How did Tristan take leash? Oh, he's taken Sheepstealer. Ha! He's taken Sheepstealer. He's taken Sheepstealer and the Stepstones. And then's taken leash. And now he's going to die coughing up blood, and that will be the end of it. But you know, he's going to be a threat. He's going to be a threat. That's interesting. For now, though, Daeron will continue to focus on raising his kids and keeping the realm in check. Oh, not my problem. I mean, it is probably going to be definitely brought to our attention now that this is happening. Especially since Truefyre has the fucking audacity to have almost an identical banner to House Targaryen. I did that on purpose, because I felt like, you know, the arrogance of calling yourself Truefyre. And then basically taking the Targaryen sigil, but just doing one dragon head instead of 3. Yep. Aegon, the Black Prince, will marry his sister, as is tradition. They fell in love at first sight, soulmates. They'll be fine. There you go. They're gonna be fine. Cannibal, someone's gonna have to do something about this. But how? How do we do something about this? It's literally a demigod. It may as well ask me to kill God. It's there. I don't know if Daeron can do it. He's daring, yes, but is he suicidal? That's the question. Nobody is strong enough to do anything about Cannibal. That's the issue. Happening. I swear, every time that I can't go a single generation without one of my sons being a pain in the ass. You will marry the Lannister girl. Good boy. Yes. She's technically still heir as well to the Rock. But yeah, you'll marry the Lannister girl and you'll fucking like it, you little shit. Okay, the Black Prince has had a son, Prince Aelor, betrothed to my granddaughter, his cousin, Daenerys Targaryen, the daughter of my son Aerys, and my daughter Daenerys. It's all very confusing once you start getting into a Targaryen family tree. All very, very confusing. Aemon has had a daughter with the Lannister girl as well. But yeah, the Black Prince is doing well. Married to his missus, the Dragon Maid. And their other son is named Daeron after him. So yeah, everything is fine, except for the fact that for some reason Driftmark is the Eyrie. Something is very wrong with the mod that I have. I'm pretty sure I know the fix to that as well, but we'll see. What we're gonna do is probably skip ahead to dealing with Truefyre, because he is a threat to our rule. The Truefyre Invasion begins with a wave of lag that strikes me upside the face. The majority of Westeros is with us. There is actually some Riverlords that have weirdly sided with them. Believe it or not. Wait, what? No, okay. I thought for a second the Vale had... For some reason the Vale is House Hunter, by the way, but I'll fix that. Yeah, it's, nowhere else has sided with them. Some places have declared neutrality to not get involved, but otherwise, nobody else is stupid enough to side with the Truefyres. It makes sense that they landed here, considering they're largely an island nation, to be honest. Oh, Anixia. My daughter Visenya, yes. That's my girl. Oh, here we are, Sheepstealer. There. Tessaran and I fly over the older dragons, larger than my own. Yes, it worked! My plan works. Never saw it coming. 1 second, Tessaran and I are looking vulnerable, then Sheepstealer goes in for the kill. Whipped around Sheepstealer's shoulder, and around his neck towards an exposed rider below. Tessarian's great maw opens up over Lord Trystane and devours him. Dragon should be easy now. There's an end to the Truefyre's Invasion, ladies and gentlemen. They are screwed. They have the kingdom now, yes, but they are no longer a threat to us. Also, one of his brothers, one of the Truefyres was killed in battle. I give it a couple of years, and the Truefyre's holdings and domains will fall apart. Without their dragons, they are useless. And they also now lose their claim on everything. The expedition returns. What have you brought me? As promised, I have returned. My crew sailed the smoking sea to explore the lost city of Valyria. Ah, is the Valyrian still... That was an easy. What do we name it? We're going to give it to one of my sons, obviously, probably my son, Aemon. There you go. A perfect name for it. It's not very, it's not very Valyrian-themed, but daring. The Valyrian steel sword, Daring. Named after Daeron the Daring. That's interesting. How do you even have access to the Dragon Pit to do that, my dude? It's also impressive, Kelvin. Terrible name. Can I change your name? Yes, I can change your name. Daeron Baratheon. That's more fitting. The boy needed a better name, okay? The boy needed a better name. And my daughter has named her son, her eldest son, Daeron, after the king. And he has tamed Silverwing. There is a Baratheon dragon rider. That is a thing that just happened. Holy shit. Okay. I didn't even know he had access to the Dragon Pit. But I guess good luck telling my daughter that good luck stopping her, really. She's Visenya. Aw. The end of this playthrough is just getting too wholesome for my own good, dude. Something bad's gonna happen. Aegon is, the Black Prince is just the best, dude. He's the best. I love that guy. He'll be a great king one day. Something bad's gonna happen. There's too much mushy good shit happening for something bad not to happen. Yeah, because he never wanted to marry. He wants to be Kingsguard. He is, he is a badass. He is, one of the best Targaryens. Rise, said Daeron. Well, the last of Rhaenyra's children are dead. That's Viserys the Leper, who was briefly Lord Commander of the Kingsguard. He died. And then Aegon, the Maester Aegon, died in his sleep as well. Daeron, my grandson, will be named Lord Commander of the Kingsguard. It's actually the Strongs rebelling. Bloody Strongs, dude. Melly Tully is married to a Staunton. Yeah, they're trying to put the Tullys back in charge. Daeron will march north against the giant Harrenhal. And then, this is now the second time that the Tullys have risen up. You'd think they'd learn their fucking lesson. Evidently not, so I'm gonna go burn them again. Do I actually burn down? This is the second time now. This is the... How many times do I have to teach you this lesson, old Tully? I'm almost kind of tempted for Daeron to send a message. This is the second time now. We let you keep Riverrun last time around. I think the days of Riverrun being a powerhouse in the Riverlands are at an end. Goodbye. Sorry, not sorry. It's kind of arguably out of character for Daeron to be doing this, considering he's known as thing, but his wife recently died. His granddaughter got murdered. I kind of feel like this is... the Riverlords need to be taught a fucking lesson. He flies into the fucking Riverlands and burns it all. And just, teaches them a fucking lesson. So yeah, I have single-handedly removed not one but two things from... There's a Martell that controls Riverrun, by the way. The lordship of Riverrun is now in control of the Martells. Because the Tully girl was married to a Martell, yeah. So I just burnt a bunch of Martells. Oops. How do they even get up there? Martell isn't even part of the Seven Kingdoms, but they're now a bannerman in what's left of Riverrun. Honestly, I think I'm gonna have Daeron go out in a fucking bang and try to go kill the cannibal. It's not gonna work, but we're gonna do it. Diving beneath is the only way. Happens an instant, I die beneath the cannibal, avoiding his blow, but I mistimed my step and knocked clear of my head. Well, this is the end, boys. Daeron is, he's been brutally wounded doing this, but he's here. I'll kill him first. Yes! It worked! It fucking worked! Holy shit! Daeron, you fucking mad lad! You fucking mental son of a bitch! He's gonna die from his wounds, but this man is fucking giga-chad. I nestled beneath Cannibal, pulling all my might into my blows as his exposed underside. Suddenly, his weight shifts dangerously downward, The chance I have hoped so deeply for is here, an opening, albeit brief, to strike. The dagger in my hand flickers as I twist it into the position, sliding the razor-sharp blade between Cannibal's scales and into his neck. He squeals sharply, a frightening sound equal to parts pain and fear. His doom is upon him. Somehow, I managed to get through this without any new wounds. At long last, I have succeeded in getting my revenge from my uncle and my niece as well. Fucking hell. I did it. Daeron did it. He actually fucking did it. I entirely expected to just die. And that... yeah. I got no words. That's it. Fuck. This dude is like... damn. I have no words. I have no words for how badass Daeron is. What the fuck? Daeron goes down in history not as the daring, but as the Dragon Slayer. He lost a leg, and he lost an eye. Whew. Why was he using the Valyrian steel dagger for that, though? That's the fucking question. I guess he dropped Blackfire when he was, wounded, and then just pulled out the dagger and stabbed up into its heart. And that's how he dealt the blow. Jesus Christ, I still can't believe we pulled that off. That is fucking nuts. The odds. The absolute shit odds of that happening. Fucking shit. Okay, yeah, well, he avenged his granddaughter. And his uncle as well. He's gonna die to this disease. He's got green fever. That'll be the end of him. He's already extremely wounded and fucked up. That'll be the end of him. I tried to make him go out with a bang, and in the end, he just... I mean, that is a hell of a bang. But still, he goes back. I guess he gets to say goodbye to his family. Dies at the age of 69. Giggity. Basically succumbs to his wounds. Aegon, the third of his name, ascends the Iron Throne. Yep, King Aegon rules. Returns to King's Landing. At least, I'm gonna say at least Daeron got to return back to King's Landing and say goodbye to his family. Wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen, with the Black Dragon's coronation. I do like that, the Black Dragon with the field of blue for his personal arms. Ceremony's finally reached its climax. The High Septon crowns me. Before the gods and men, I proclaim Aegon the third of his name of House Targaryen, King of the Andals, the Rhaenyra the First Men, Lord of the Seven Kingdoms and Protector of the Realm. Long may he reign. And he dons his father's crown, the crown of Daeron the First. I've now been crowned king, and must prove myself worthy of the title set upon the conqueror's throne. I turn to the crowd, and the silence fills the hall. I begin my climb up the narrow and even steps, with each footfall echoing throughout the chamber. I take a moment to still my resolve as the palpable unease permeates the air. I turn and slowly lower myself onto the iron front. It's not the most comfortable of seats, and I doubt I will ever get used to it, but I shall make do. I motion to my attendants to usher forth the first of my vassals, who have come to bend a knee. Okay, well, that wraps up things pretty nicely in a little bow, to be fair. Prince Aelor is the Prince of Dragonstone, the Golden Dragon, mirroring his father's armor, only a, shiny gold. His son, Prince Jaehaerys, has the egg of... No, he doesn't, because he's hatched a dragon with it. No? Where's the dragon? Where did the dragon egg go, Jaehaerys? I gave you one, which was like ice and fire, and it was really cool. The last thing of interest probably is the heir to the Stormlands, Daeron Dragonstag, who is currently, for some reason, a fool in Hightower's court. Don't ask me why he's doing that, but apparently he is. He's a badass, and he has a son, Julian Baratheon, but currently he's being the court fool for frickin' Hightower. For some reason. Silverwing is just like, why? Why am I doing this? So yeah, I mean, that's a thing. Again, headcanon. If you want to imagine it going forward, potentially something could happen with the dragon riding side of the family in House Baratheon. If, like, Baratheon became a dragon riding house, and you had them, maybe they'd rebel down the line at some point in, like, 500 years, maybe? I don't know. The Vale of Arryn's still Arryn, and Cregan Stark is still Cregan Stark. And still alive, and still Hand of the King, and not showing any signs of illness. The man is a demigod. Interestingly, the wildlings are gathering under the Redbeards beyond the wall. Pentos is Pentos, Mir is fighting for that, Volantis is fighting amongst themselves. But yeah, that's about it. We'll wrap this up. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we wrap this up here, leaving you with the reign of King Aegon III, the Black Dragon, his son, the Golden Dragon, And ultimately, the Targaryen rule secured for the next, 1,000 years. We will wrap this up here. This has just been Daeron's story, so I honestly, it went way better way more entertaining than I thought it was going to be. So yeah, I mean, Daeron was probably one of the most badass characters that I've actually played so far, more or less. That was pretty fucking good. I have 1,000 stories to do, and a billion things to do, and not enough time in the day to get them done. So I thank you for watching. That is all for now. Please like, subscribe, blah blah blah. You know, YouTube algorithm stuff. That's all for now. Soul out.
This war is far from over.